Hey everyone, it's Shakira. Welcome back to Glow Beauty Wellness here on YouTube. And in today's video, I'm going to share with you the 6 things that I no longer do as an elevated woman. And before we get into the video, make sure you subscribe to the channel, make sure you like the video, and also in the description or the comments below, let me know what you are working on, what things you're doing to level up, and what things you're doing on your glow up journey. Let's get started. So one of the things I no longer do is engage in negative self-talk and negative thoughts. I do not, cannot, will not do it. So I do not engage in negative self-talk or negative thoughts because thoughts create things. So thoughts plus words, usually if you're thinking something, you're going to speak it, and then you're going to ignite some emotion, and then you are going to attract those negative experiences, people, so on and so forth. So I am very, very, very careful about the way that I think. And the way that I got here is by reading, by figuring out who I really am, by figuring out my true power and my ability to control my mind. So things happen to me that I don't want to happen. I mean, they are the lessons that I need in order to become the best version of myself. So if something happens to me, if I have an experience that I don't really particularly care for, I learn from it. I draw the things out of it that I need. Obviously, I really sit and I think, why is this happening? How can I make, how can I solve the problem? How can I be better, instead of, allowing a situation to weigh me down mentally? And this goes for things that I've already experienced as well. A lot of people will dwell in their negative experience and create thoughts in their minds, thought patterns that continue to bring the same type of negative experiences into their life. So because I know that with the power of my mind I can create events and circumstances, I am very careful about the way that I think, the self-talk that I have towards myself. So the next thing that I do not do is I do not compare myself to anybody, not another woman, not another man, not somebody that has more than me, a nicer car, more money, a nicer house. I do not compare myself, a nicer body. I do not compare myself, nicer boobs, prettier face, nicer wig. It doesn't matter. Like, I literally will look at somebody that has something that I admire and just admire them and compliment them if I see them in person. I love to tell women that they're beautiful. I love to tell women, I rarely will tell a man, oh, you're so handsome, because I feel like that might open the door for something that I'm not looking for. But this is more for women, because women compare themselves to other women a lot. So instead of comparing myself, and instead of saying, they have this, I don't have that, I admire them. I legitimately admire people that are beautiful, that have things. I admire people's work ethic. I admire everything. And for me, that says confidence. I don't look at somebody else and pick them apart, and just because they have something that I do not have. That really spells jealousy and insecurity. Next, I do not dwell in a negative space. So if something happens to me that I don't like, instead of dwelling in that space, I really ask questions. I really want to know the reason for things. I want to know why certain things happen. What is the purpose? This happened so that I could become better in this area, or this happened so that I could let go of this situation, or this happened because I needed to do some more work on myself. Instead of focusing on the actual situation, I will break it down so that I can learn from it, because dwelling in a negative space, you're not going to learn from it, and you're going to slowly deteriorate. This is for those of you that have had some traumatic things happen in your life. And when I say traumatic, that is a very broad spectrum, because I have experienced some things recently that could be classified as traumatic, but people would not know it because I learn from things that go on in my life, instead of dwelling in a space of negativity. Dwelling in the space where the thing happened is not where you are going to grow. So instead of dwelling in a space where something negative happened, I learn from it and I become better from it. I do not waste time, period. I don't waste time. I mean, from negative self-talk, from being around people that are not adding to my life and I'm not adding to theirs, being in situations that do not serve me, being with people that do not serve me. I just do not waste time, because even though time, for some people say that time is not real, and I believe that, but I also feel like we do not have time to waste in this experience. So because I don't want to waste my time here, I have children, I have things that I want to do, I have things I want to see, I have places I want to go. I cannot waste my time on people that drain me, or that are not adding to me, that bring crap to my life. I do not have time to talk about people or talk about things that do not benefit me. I do not have time for foolishness or, of any kind. So with that said, I'm very good at cutting people off, at cutting conversations off, at not answering the phone, at not answering text messages for people that like to waste time. A lot of people, I feel like, don't even realize that they're wasting time. They're not learning anything. They are not achieving anything. They're not growing. And that is the last thing that I want to do with my time. I do not want to waste my youth. I do not want to waste anything that I have going on for me, because I know that you do not get your time back and you do not get your youth back. So because of that, I am very particular about who I spend time with, what I talk about, and the things that I engage in. Next, I used to bury my feelings. I used to never talk about how I felt. I used to never express myself. In fact, my communication used to be horrible. I would bottle everything up like a true Virgo. Oh, I'm okay. Just put it in the jar, sweep it under the rug, and then I would explode. So at this point, I have to talk about how I feel quickly, because it shows. When my mood changes, when something happens that I do not approve of, that is not to my liking, I very quickly, and with class, I don't just fly off the handle, but my communication skills are like, so I really make the effort to clearly communicate how I feel, regardless of anybody else's level of communication skills. I also want to add that when you bottle up your thoughts and your feelings, you are bottling up energy. Your thoughts and emotions and your feelings need to be expressed. They occur within us as a guide for us. If something makes us feel a certain way, if we are not happy about something, no matter what it is, it must be expressed. When it is not expressed, you are going to start to feel things mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. So this was huge for me, because I used to get headaches, I used to have anxiety, I used to feel depression and all these things, and all of this stuff can be linked back to not expressing yourself. If you do not know how to effectively communicate, definitely learn how to do that. I took communication classes, and there's free stuff on the internet as well. But learning how to communicate effectively, releasing your emotions, is paramount. Limiting beliefs. My imagination, I have worked on it to the point where I just think of things, and I think of ways that I want to experience life, and I think of things that I want to experience, and I just dwell in that space, but in a positive way, not in a, oh, I could never experience that space, but a what if type of question, what if feeling, and how will this feel? I love to imagine things, because you never know, this is my personal thought, you never know what might be put into your life, maybe as a test to see where you are on your journey, as a test to see how you might handle things. And I feel like anything grand, anything huge and amazing that I'm looking to experience, when it comes into my life, it's not going to be something that I'm not used to. You know what I mean? So I'm already used to experiencing certain things in my mind. I'm already used to experiencing certain people in my mind and circumstances. So dreaming big and imagining just allows you to, prepares you for the actual event, so that when it comes into your life, you don't squander it. So that is going to do it for this video. Make sure you drop in the comment section below. Let me know what you are working on. What are the 6 things that you're working on? What are 6 things that you have realized that you no longer do? on your journey to becoming the best version of yourself. As always, I thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.